Hi, welcome back to 726 Mountain Home, and look who's here with us today. We've got Marianne Sherman from the North Central Humane Society, and we've got Daxter and Dexter, and which one's which? This one.
You have Daxter.
This is Daxter and
Dexter.
Dexter, and tell us about these two adorable friends of mine.
Well, these are 2 of 6 came in, and they are Chiweenies. They are Chihuahuas and Dachshunds mix, and we call them Chiweenies. Chiweenies, and there were 6. Now these are the remaining 2 that we have. That's all we have left is the 2 of them. They go fast. Yeah. So these are going to be little guys because they're 3 months old now, and they're pretty little.
They're 3 months old, and they're probably not going to get much bigger. I mean, they'll get a little bit.
Yeah, they'll get bigger, but they're not going to be. Well, the Dachshund is the biggest breed in the story.
Right.
The Chihuahua is even smaller than that, so it's going to be smaller than a Dachshund, probably a little bigger than a Chihuahua.
What are some of the advantages of getting a mixed breed
Well,
dog?
I know a lot of people feel that quite often they're a little bit tougher and stronger, and maybe they're not going to have the breed-specific diseases or ailments like can be common in a lot of different dogs too. So maybe a little sturdier like this. And also I think it's better to be a little bigger, so being a mix like a Chihuahua mix might be often better, particularly if the veterinarian has to do surgery and you have to go under anesthetic.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's just easier if the animal is a little bit larger. The bigger the better on things like that. So getting through. So that's another advantage of being a little bit bigger maybe than standard for whatever breed was the small one in it. These would be bigger than in a Chihuahua story.
And these are both males.
Yes, they all were.
Now, is that unusual to have a litter where they're all the same
I think
sex?
it is. It seems like so most of the time they're a mix. But these came in, all of these kids came in, all of the same. They were all brothers. Yeah, weren't you? Yes, and I'm glad it wasn't this week, because this week I think they would have died if they'd been abandoned this week with near 100 degrees.
Were they, you said abandoned, were they all abandoned?
They were all rescued. They were all found. Yeah, they were strays and found, and then the person that found them brought them in and held them until we could get them in, and then got them in, and they've been with us now. And we know that with particularly the small breeds, they get adopted more quickly. So we knew that they would go right back out. They would come in, but they would go right back out, as indeed they are. This is just what's going on.
Now, of course, these are probably meant to be house dogs
because
they're small.
Right.
And with puppies, what are some things that people need to think about in particular with adopting a puppy?
Oh, it's 2 years worth of work before they turn into dogs, at least 2. And with the bigger breed dogs, sometimes it's 3 years you can count on. And that's why I often say is invest in a good crate. And that way, if you have to be gone, crate train them and make it a happy place to be, like a man cave. This is my place, my house.
Okay.
And then when you're gone, if you have to be gone for a while, they can be in their crate, safe. Nothing's going to happen to them, and they're not going to ruin your house, and you're not going to be all upset. And bring them back to the Humane Society.
Yes.
So that's why a lot of times, if you're adopting a puppy, I would really recommend get them used to being crate trained. Have some time in the crate. It also is a great assist in housebreaking, because then you put them in the crate, let them build up the urine pressure, take them outside to where you want them to go, get a potty word, and then as soon as they go, reward that, and then back in the house, and you can either keep them with you where you got your eyes on them, and you do this for a few days in their housebrook. It's done.
Okay. That sounds, I personally have never crate trained a dog, but I have heard that it's much easier to housebreak, basically what you just said.
It is, and they usually will, I know one of mine that I trained that way, and as soon as she was all trained, I put her crate in the garage, packed it up, and got rid of it, put it in the garage. Then I had another puppy come in, and when I set it up for the other puppy, and she runs inside, turns, I got my house back. Dogs fall in love with their crates.
Is that right?
Yes.
So basically,
they're denning animals.
Okay.
They're a denning animal anyway.
So once you crate train them, it's okay to basically let them sleep in the crate,
or sleep in the
even
crate,
as adults,
they can play in the crate. You can feed them in the crate. You don't want it to be punishment. You want it to be a special, nice place to be.
Okay.
And then it's their house, their hidey hole, their man cave, whatever it is, and they love it.
Now, what about with these puppies still being so young? Are they too young? Will they be neutered when they're adopted?
Yes. Yes. Everything is done
So
I think they're done already.
Oh, okay.
So
All
that's
right.
already taken care of, because we do early spay neuter.
Okay.
And so we want everybody fixed before it goes out the door.
Right.
And that way we know we're not reproducing.
So, and then as far as the people with children adopting puppies, what kind of precautions do you recommend?
we do want, the little bitty puppies don't need to go to homes with little bitty children. This is just not going to work. So we monitor that too. Yeah.
All
We're
right.
careful about that. Because especially, you think of a Chihuahua, think of their legs.
Yes,
They just got
absolutely.
very slender little bones. A bad thing could happen.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, if people are interested in Dexter or Daxter,
Yes.
which you'll be lucky if you'll be able to leave with them, because I'm just falling in love with these dogs. But how do they contact? What are the hours
Right,
down
just
at
come,
the-
and during the week,
Okay.
on all Saturday we have a short day, but we're open at 10 in the morning and then 6 at night, so there's plenty of time to come in. Sunday we're not open.
Okay.
10 to 4 on Saturday. And just come on in and see them.
All right.
Right
And
there off 201.
there are 2 babies waiting right here for you to call and come
wanna
by
turn
and
around and say
adopt
hi?
them. And
There.
thank you, Marianne,
Oh,
for coming
welcome.
back
Thanks
with
for
these
having us.
babies. And we'll see you next time. And thanks to all of you for joining us this week on 726 Mountain Home. On behalf of Dan Reynolds, who is letting me close today, we'll see you in a couple of weeks on 726 Mountain Home. Yay!